This next bit has about 50 references to Dick. Dr. Frankenstein. I assume we're all familiar with the story. Dug up corpses, created life, made a bride for his monster, definitely had a little German dick. I just have a few problems with the story. First off, he made a bride for his creation, whom upon seeing his creation, ran away. But if Frankenstein had been a little more creative and combined all the dicks he skipped over during his grave digging, she would have looked past all the stitching, the smells, and the scars. I'm just saying, if the boat is big enough, nobody cares how it's painted. But let's say the bride and the monster got along. They found some hobbies, shared their hopes and dreams. But as time went on, they'd fight over dumb things just like any other couple. For example, they might fight over whose turn it is to attack the village. Monster might be like, "I attacked the village last time, it's your turn tonight." And she claps back, "Oh yeah? Well, your dad gave you a little dick." And he'd be like, "No," runs to Frankenstein, "Dad, she's being mean to me. Do I really have a small dick?" And Frankenstein would be like, "Well, yeah, I made you in my image. You see, we Frankensteins have been 4.5 inches for centuries." That being said, my second problem is just how little light those lanterns provided during the grave digging. If the story was a little more accurate, Dr. Frankenstein could have easily attached a dead snake to his monster like the worst game of pin the tail on the donkey. And any time the monster saw fire, you would hear a rattlesnake noise coming from his pants. I imagine the mob chasing his ass being like, carrying torches, "Where is he? He's over there! Get him!" Okay. My last problem with the story is there really hasn't been a black Dr. Frankenstein. The only film adaptation they did have, something close, came out in 1973 during the blaxploitation era. But they wrote the monster as being black, and that's just lazy. But if I was writing the story for black Dr. Frankenstein, the story would be a lot shorter. And his name would be Dr. Blackenstein, which coincidentally is German for big black cock. First off, no villages would be destroyed, no angry mobs, and he would make 3 monsters, all of them women, with fat asses, for himself. Dr. Blackenstein would dick those monster ladies down so good, they'd never want to leave. And even if one of them did venture outside, all Dr. Blackenstein has to do is grab his violin and use that dick like a violin bow and serenade her ass back home. She'd hear the ballad of good dick and come running back. Music just going, which technically is the Jurassic Park theme song, because I forgot the original one from the Mel Brooks movie. She'd just be like, "Cock, big cock, BBC for Brenda."